9:30, as long as a quorum of 2 commissioners is available to conduct the business of Jackson County. Your Jackson County Commissioners broadcast this meeting over Rogue Valley Television, and it's available for streaming and review at jacksoncountyor.gov. Under the Government tab, under Recorded Meetings, click on RVTV Live Streaming. The types of business that occur at this meeting include public hearings, official voting on actions by the Board of Commissioners, presentations by departments of the county, and recognition of service that makes our county great. Agendas of the meetings are posted on the Commissioners' Bulletin Board and released on the county's website and through local media in the time required for public notice. Many of the conclusions on the business presented to the Board of Commissioners have been discussed in detail and prepared by the Administrative Office and staff prior to consideration at this meeting and the official vote. These prior discussions also have been properly noticed and the work done in a transparent manner. We encourage you to come and experience the process by attending any of these meetings or watch online at jacksoncountyor.gov. And now, your Jackson County Commissioners, Rick Dyer, Colleen Roberts, and Randy Sparacino, working for you.
Well, good morning. I'm going to call to order the Board of Commissioners regular meeting for May 28th, 2025. It's 9:30, and we are in the Courthouse Auditorium and on audio-video conference. And so we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance if you stand and join us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Woohoo!
Okay, so we'll start our meeting then with the request for and discussion of non-agenda items. It's a 5-minute limit pursuant to the codified ordinances of Jackson County, Section 213.06. Members of the public may address any item that is not on today's agenda. However, pursuant to ORS 192.640, the Board of Commissioners is prohibited from discussing a principal subject that's not on the agenda. Therefore, the Board of Commissioners will listen to your concerns and may consider the matter you raise by asking staff to follow up on any questions or by placing the matter on an agenda for discussion at a future meeting. And so we have a sign-up sheet in the auditorium, and anybody online also can raise your Zoom hand and will be brought in. But we'll start with our sign-in sheet. We've got Logan Vaughn, and I don't know your address, so if you come to the microphone, give your name and address for the record.
My name is Logan Vaughn. I reside at 1116 Murray Avenue, Medford, 97501. Good to be here today. Thank you. A voice in the wilderness once again. I plan on being here until something's done in our jail. I believe there's a term for doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. About a month ago, we voted a $1.8 million budget to continue to kick the can down the road. I actually rode through Hawthorne Park this morning, and they have their resources set up. And first booth I walked to has our Jackson County logo with it. Right next to it, Syringe Exchange. This is called enabling. It's a term that is not used often, but it needs to be used more. We expect these people to be rehabilitated, yet we're facilitating the very thing that is condemning them, for lack of a better term. The main purpose of me being here, though, is we need to get some effective men's ministry in the jail. I know from personal experience over the last 10, 15 years, several different visits, every time I went in there, I asked to speak with a chaplain. I never got to. The ball is being dropped over there, and I'm the voice of the men in there who can't be here to speak. There are solutions to these problems. We need to take a shot. This is no cost to the taxpayer or to the county. I'm willing to go in there and do this for free. I know that I spoke with the chaplain, and I am not the only one. I was actually somewhat not surprised to hear this, but there are several other ministries that are trying to go inside the jail and do some effective ministry that are being denied. Why there is a gatekeeper, for lack of a better term, to be able to go in and pray with these inmates and have a Bible study with them, just be there to be the salt and the light in this world that we need. I don't understand what the hang-up is. I've been trying, like I said last week, I've been trying to get in this jail to do ministry for over 10 years. The only time I've been effectively able to get in there is in a pair of handcuffs first. And that's just not, it's not right. I mean, these men, I know the women's ministry is pretty effective because I know a lot of the women who go in there to do ministry. But I truly believe that we need to have a better resource for the men in there. I know that the chaplain who's been there now, I think he's been there since the 90s. And for lack of a better term, he's being a gatekeeper on who can go in there and who cannot. And obviously what we're doing now is not working. So I would ask you to maybe, I spoke with Sheriff Nathan Sickler, I spoke with one of the commanders at the jail, and I'm just coming up against a brick wall, which is this man, Daryl, the chaplain there. He's just, and I wasn't surprised to hear it, but he also shared that he's denied many ministries from being able to go in the jail and minister there. Why? Who is this man that he can determine who and who cannot be in there to help these men? So like I said, this is no cost to the taxpayer. I'd be willing to do this for free, and I know there are several other people that are too. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense why it's not happening. You know, the recidivism rate is good for business, but it's not what we need in this county, and we need to do something. I'd ask that the liaison, whoever can get Nathan's ear, if not me, somebody else, because obviously the status quo is not effective. I'm not the only one who can see it, or I hope I'm not the only voice in the wilderness. Anyway, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you. Anybody else in the auditorium wish to speak? Or anybody online, if you raise your Zoom hand, we'll bring you in and you will have an opportunity to speak.
Madam Chair, there's no one with their Zoom hand raised at this time.
Okay, thank you. And I guess I just asked council, I think Sheriff Sickler is our gatekeeper of the jail, from what I
Well, correct. So is an independent elected official who has constitutional responsibility for the jail. Ultimately, the Board of County Commissioners doesn't have any authority on the operations of the jail. That is within the purview of the sheriff. And so if Mr. Vaughn has concerns, it sounds like he's spoken to the sheriff before, but really the sheriff is the end of the chain of authority when it comes to what occurs and who is allowed in and out of the jail.
Great. And we can sure pass that message along as well. So thank you. So we'll move on to the consent calendar. We have minutes of meetings, the Board of Commissioners work session from May 6, 2025, the Board of Commissioners regular meeting for May 7th, 2025, the Board of Commissioners staff meeting for May 8th, 2025, and the Board of Commissioners land use public hearing from May 14th, 2025. It's file number 439-24-00008 LRP.
Move to approve the consent calendar as read.
I'll second.
Commissioner Dyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes. And moving on to discussion and deliberation, we have an order authorizing the chair of the Jackson County Board of Commissioners to execute a permanent easement, terms of state's offer and state's obligation agreement with the State of Oregon Department of Transportation as order number 99-25. Ms. Bell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So the State of Oregon Department of Transportation will be improving the Rogue River Bridge, Gold Hill Spur, located at Oregon Route 99 and Upper River Road in Gold Hill. This project will widen the existing bridge deck, straighten the historic structure, and replace the timber walkway. The easement, it's identified in Exhibit A of the board order, includes 2 parcels with a permanent easement and a temporary easement, which are needed to construct and maintain slopes and to relocate, construct, and maintain utility lines, fixtures, and facilities. The term of the easement, terms of the state offer and agreement are upon execution, and the easement to parcel 1 is permanent. The easement to parcel 2 is through 3 years or upon completion of the project. The county will receive $2,300 in revenue.
Great.
And I'll move approval of order number 99-25.
I'll second that. And I know the city can hardly wait to have that bridge expanded.
Yeah, it's going to be some temporary pain for long-term gain, but it's not going to be fun
exactly.
for a while.
Commissioner Dyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes. And the last item on our agenda is also an order authorizing the chair of the Jackson County Board of Commissioners to execute a right-of-way easement and payment schedule with Pacific Core doing business as Pacific Power, and it's order number 100-25.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Lone Pine to Whetstone 230-kV transmission line is to be installed between the existing Lone Pine and Whetstone substations. Pacific Core, doing business as Pacific Power, requires an easement for electric transmission, distribution, communication lines, and associated equipment on the right-of-way owned by Jackson County. The easement will provide perpetual access for right-of-way totaling 13.77 acres of a portion of 3 parcels. The term of the easement and payment schedule is upon execution, and the easement is permanent. There's a $30,921 revenue to the Roads and Parks Department.
Thank you.
All right, then I will move approval of order number 100-25.
I'll second. Any discussion on it? Okay.
Commissioner Dyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes. And that does conclude our agenda, so the meeting is adjourned.
We hope that you've enjoyed this week's Jackson County Board of Commissioners meeting. If you have any questions on any part of the show, please feel free to contact your Jackson County Commissioners or staff. You can find their contact information at jacksoncountyor.gov. To review the content of this or any other meeting, under the Government tab, under Recorded Meetings, click on RVTV Live Streaming.
Something else was Quinn. They couldn't squeeze me in. Last week, I guess last week, Quinn could have come for 1 hour.